Hey guys, it's time for another book haul. Like I said in my book haul from last month, I have an overabundance of books that I have not even hauled on this channel. Books that are probably over a year old, and a lot of books that I've already read. So yeah, just to get that out of the way, and I have a group of 20 books to show you right now, so let's get going. The first book I have is called Hounded by Kevin Hearn, and this is book 1 in the Iron Druid Chronicles. And I've had my eye on this series for quite a while now. It's a fantasy series, a very long series at the moment. I think there's like a good 8 or 9 books out right now, so yeah, very long series. Urban fantasy, I think, is what it's classified as, and it's about this 21-year-old boy named Atticus O'Sullivan, last of the Druids, who lives in Arizona, running an occult bookshop and shape-shifting in his spare time. So yeah, he apparently kind of runs around. My understanding of a lot of the synopsis on all these books is he hunts down kind of mythological beings and whatnot, like different gods and goddesses and mythology and creatures, and it just sounds all sorts of cool and awesome. So yeah, I've not really seen too many people talk about this book or this series on BookTube, so I'd really like to get going with it. The next book I have is Thor's Serpents by K.L. Armstrong and M.A. Marr, and this is book 3 in the Blackwell Pages series, which is kind of like Percy Jackson. It's about these kids who are descendants of the Norse gods. And yeah, they're trying to stop Ragnarok, which is the end of days in Norse mythology. So yeah, as everyone probably already knows, Rick Riordan of Percy Jackson fame, Rick Riordan does have a Norse mythology series coming out later this year. But yeah, this series came out first. I do think this series and Rick Riordan's series are going to be two completely different things. But yeah, if you end up liking that series, maybe check out this series later if you want. Next, I have Bring Up the Bodies by Hilary Mantel, and this, I believe, is book 2 in the Thomas Cromwell series. I can't believe I don't even have book 1 yet. Book 1 is Wolf Hall. I haven't been able to find that one for cheap just yet. I've been kind of trying to find a lot of books recently for like $5 and under, and I just happened to find book 2 for like $5. So yeah, this book, along with Wolf Hall, it's about Thomas Cromwell, who, was with Henry VIII and whatnot, and Henry VIII rose him from power and then made him fall from power, essentially. And yeah, Thomas Cromwell was there for, Catherine of Aragon and Anne Boleyn and Jane Seymour and all those people. I like Thomas Cromwell as kind of a historical figure. He's a really interesting historical figure. I really liked his character on The Tudors, and yeah, it'd be really cool to see him, given the spotlight in a series and a book all focused on him. And I did watch the Wolf Hall miniseries. It aired on PBS quite a while ago. It had 6 episodes. I really did enjoy the Wolf Hall miniseries, so yeah, I'm really hoping to enjoy these books even more. Next, I have Fairest by Marissa Mayer, and this is like a prequel novella of some sort to the Lunar Chronicles, focused on Queen Lavanna, who is the big villain in the Lunar Chronicles. So yeah, I am very, very much looking forward to getting into this prequel book. Kind of maybe it'll go into a lot of depth, I'm hoping, about how Queen Lavanna became the way that she did. So yeah, I love origin stories for villains. It's like a guilty pleasure for me. So yeah, I'll probably really enjoy this. Next, I have Broadchurch by Erin Kelly. Yes, Broadchurch, like the BBC show. I actually won this on Goodreads, and it's actually an ARC copy that I haven't even read just yet. But yeah, it's just a novelization of that entire first season, is my understanding. I'm assuming it's probably the same as the season. I'm guessing, everything wraps up the same exact way. But Broadchurch is about this little town called Broadchurch. It's like a little coastal town. and this boy named Danny, he winds up murdered, and it's up to detectives Hardy and Miller to discover who killed this little boy Danny. And so yeah, pretty much the entire town is a suspect, and it's just so intense. My god, watch the miniseries, crying out loud. Next, I have The Silkworm by Robert Galbraith. I showed you guys The Cuckoo's Calling in my last book haul. I don't know why I didn't go ahead and show you this one either, but yeah, the Silkworm by Robert Galbraith, J.K. Rowling, obviously, and this is book 2 in that series, and it's like a mystery thriller sort of book, so yeah, looking forward to this too. Moving on over to The Sins of the House of Borgia by Sarah Bauer, and this is historical fiction focused on the Borgias. It's supposed to be about this woman named Violante. I have a feeling I'm pronouncing that wrong. Violante, who is a lady-in-waiting to Lucrezia Borgia, and it seems like she has some stuff going on with Cesare Borgia behind the scenes. So that sounds really sexy. Next, I have books 1 and 2 in the Moorland Dynasty series by Cynthia Harrod Ingalls, and this book series, to my knowledge, right now it's like 35 plus in the series, 35 plus books in the series. It is a massively long series, and I guess it's about this Moorland family. Their name is Moorland, and it's just a big, huge, long family saga. And this first book, I think, starts off in the War of the Roses, and then this book kind of shifts a few years after that, and each book in the series, it just progresses. And I want to say, like the latest book in the series is like currently in the 1920s, I want to say. It might possibly be further than that. It might possibly be about World War II or so. But yeah, like I said, it's just about this family, a big long saga of this family's history, and yeah, it just sounds all sorts of epic and right up my alley in terms of reading. I have these first 2 books. I'd eventually love to collect all 35 plus books. I'm not sure if it's still going, but I guess I'll see. When I do start this series, I kind of want to, you know, make my way easily through it all. I kind of want to have a plan. I want to have a game plan going into this series. I kind of want to read maybe about 3 at a time, and then maybe take a break, and then maybe read another 3, and then take another break. So yeah, I need to be kind of calculated going into this series since it is so long. Next, I have Brideshead Revisited by Evelyn Waugh, and I have this lovely movie cover edition with Emma Thompson and Ben Whishaw and Matthew Goode and Haley Atwell. I've not even seen this movie, unfortunately. I remember I really wanted to see this movie. But yeah, I have this copy, and you know what? I'm not even quite sure what this book is about. I'll just read the synopsis really quickly. A story about an impressionable young man named Charles Ryder who goes to Oxford in the 1930s and falls in love with a family, the wealthy, eccentric, aristocratic Flints, owners of a grand old country house called Brideshead, told in flashbacks from the dark days of World War II. This sounds really, really good. The synopsis probably isn't giving this book any justice, but it definitely sounds really good. Like there's kind of some mystery and intrigue going on with this family and a young man kind of getting wrapped up into all of this. Next, I have The Fall by Bethany Griffin, and this is Bethany Griffin's retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. And The Fall of the House of the Usher is one of my all-time favorite Poe stories. So yeah, I'm very, very excited to see a retelling of that. And you guys, I'm kind of a little mad. I would almost say I'm mad at Bethany Griffin, but you know what? It's not Bethany Griffin's fault. It's my fault. For the past 5 years or so, probably even longer than that, I have been writing a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher, and I've been trying to work on it for probably close to a decade now, now that I'm thinking about it. And I've just got at this standstill, and I just don't know how to continue with it. And so I was so angry when I saw this book in bookstores and found out that it was a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher, because I myself am working on a Fall of the House of Usher story as well. So I'm so pissed off at myself, but I guess I'll see how Bethany Griffin's story goes. I was skimming through it, and it's totally different from kind of my retelling. So yeah, I'll just kind of see how hers goes and kind of compare it to how mine is going. And oh, speaking of more Edgar Allan Poe, I have Mrs. Poe by Alone Colin. And this is historical fiction, and it's about a woman named Frances Osgood. She meets her literary idol, who is Edgar Allan Poe, I'm guessing, and they form a friendship, and I guess something more than friendship later on. So yeah, oh, this sounds really awesome. I can't have a book haul without Philippa Gregory, you guys, so I have Fallen Skies by Philippa Gregory. And this book takes place post-World War I in England. A suspenseful story about the marriage of a wealthy war hero and an aspiring singer he barely knows. So yeah, 1920s, post-World War I, sounds awesome, plus it's Philippa Gregory, who is my most favorite author. Next, I have volumes 1 and 2 of Loki, Agent of Asgard. I've actually already read volume 1, which I have done a review on if you want to have a look at that. And I recently just purchased volume 2 of Loki, Agent of Asgard, which I'm very excited to get into. And yeah, this is just Marvel Comics about Loki. You know, from Thor and whatnot. If you are a big Loki fangirl like me, you love Tom Hiddleston and whatnot, I definitely recommend these. They're just so fun. Just Loki is so charismatic. It's kind of interesting to see him as more of a anti-hero type rather than a straight out villain. And yeah, the writing is just amazing, especially in this first volume. So yeah, highly recommend. Next, I have The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness, and this is book 3 in a Discovery of Witches series. And I haven't even started the series yet, unfortunately. I'm really dying to. I'm trying to get all the books in the series. Fortunately, I did receive this third book for free on Goodreads. I won it in a giveaway, and this is like a $30 book, so hell yeah, that was a great deal right there. But yeah, this is apparently some sort of modern story about witches, and I want to say vampires, and just supernatural creatures and stuff. It's all sorts of awesome, and a lot of people compare this to like it being like a grown-up version of Twilight. I don't know if that's a put on or a put off. I have yet to see, so when I finally do get around to this series, I guess I'll let you guys know. And the next set of books I have is the Iron Fae series by Julie Kagawa, and I also got this whole series for a terrific deal at a used bookstore. I can't believe I found the whole set of books, so yeah, very, very exciting. This is a YA series about fairies and whatnot. Supernatural stuff, magic, a girl getting wrapped up into fairyland and stuff. I'm not sure if this is also supposed to be a mild retelling of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I can swear I heard that somewhere. Don't take my word for that. I might have that totally wrong. But yeah, the first book is called The Iron King, and then Iron Daughter, and then Iron Queen, and then finally Iron Knight. So yeah, I have these 4 books. Like I said, I got them very, very cheap altogether. If the series sucks, oh well. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this series. People either love it or hate it, so I guess I'll just see where I lie. So that's it for this book haul. Have you guys read any of these books? Would you like to read any of these books in the future? Just let me know down below. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you liked this book haul, you may like these other book hauls. Bye guys.